Hi everybody, Kai Waza with you, John Charles. Welcome back to my channel. I am mic-less today. It's okay, but I've been having trouble with this microphone lately the past 6 or 7 videos. Getting it to connect, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and I'm just tired of messing with it. For this video, we're just gonna go forward because time marches on. I have other things to do today and try and get this microphone to work. So my apologies. It is time for, a little bit past time for really, my candle burning and wax melting schedule here for the month of May 2025. Yeah, this is what I'm planning on burning this month. Now, I could change my mind. I might not get through all of this and I might become inspired by something else at some point, but this is what's on the agenda. And I will tell you, this month I have no theme whatsoever. I'm kind of all over the place with the scents that I'm burning and what I'm feeling like. So, who knows? No theme. I have been finishing up some melts, which we will discuss in my empties this month. And I've been finishing up this one, Sweet Kiwi and Star Fruit from Bath and Body Works. Kind of getting to the end of that one. We will discuss that in the empties video. Now I have also pulled out a few here. Bath and Body Works, mostly. Pink Lavender and Espresso, a white barn candle. I hate this packaging. I know some people love it. I hate it. White wax. This is a very unusual scent for a candle. I don't know. Don't you think? Pink lavender and espresso. Rich pink lavender, caramel espresso beans, smooth vanilla. I mean, when I sniff this, it's a very nice smell. I definitely get lavender. I definitely get a vanilla sweetness. I don't feel that there's any sort of coffee or espresso note in here at all. I mean, zero. Caramel, maybe a touch. Maybe, it's one of those ones when you burn it, it will it will smell differently, but I mean, I do like the scent. That's why I got it, but I think it seems to be a real misnomer to me. Pink lavender and espresso. Smell any kind of espresso here. Just saying. Also, Bath and Body Works. I've had this one a while. It's time for it to be burnt wild berry jam donut. The notes are sweet wild berry jam, powdered donut, brown sugar crumble. White wax, as is everything lately. All seems to be nothing but white wax. I guess it's cheaper. This is a nice donut-y scent, kind of bakery scent. Not like a greasy donut though, really. I don't know, more like bread with like toast with jam, maybe. I would say. It smells nice. Toast with jam. Also Bath and Body Works, sweet rosemary vanilla. We are getting a sweet note kind of thematically going here, I guess, aren't we? Well, look at this. This one is not white wax. Beautiful, beautiful wax there. Sort of almost a bluish green. Very sweet, but rosemary also. Fresh rosemary, sweet vanilla cake, whipped frosting. Yeah, that's good because it is sort of giving me vanilla cake with the frosting. But there's some rosemary, but it's a sweet rosemary. It's not a really herbaceous rosemary. I like this one. Kind of pretty. Wrap around going on there. And then this one, I picked this up not too long ago at Ross, $7.99. Liddy Oli, Lighty Oli, Liddy Oli. I don't know what this brand is. Made in Vietnam. It's called Dreamer Lush Magnolia. It's a pink wax or white wax in a pink glass, sort of. Nice. It's magnolia. It's not super heavy because magnolia. I grew up around some magnolia trees now, and they can be very, very heady and strong. This is not as strong as like standing next to a magnolia tree, but you definitely get it. I do get a little green note in here, I think, as well. There is the flower of the magnolia, which is a very sweet, lovely. But I feel a little bit of a green and a little bit of aquaticness, waterness here. Very nice. Yeah, 3-wick, kind of a. How many ounces is this? 16 ounces, but. And I haven't really been using my lantern this past month or so very much, so I picked out a couple of candles that I want to put in my lantern to burn in the evening because it emits such a lovely light. So I picked up this one a while ago from Savers. Pixie Dust, the Magic Candle Company, bringing the vacation to you. This had any notes on it. Oh, it does. This is Pixie Dust scent. I was gonna say it's pineapple. To me, it's giving me pineapple. It's one of those ones that's supposed to make noise, I guess. A little woodwick candle. What's it say here? There are some notes. Wonderful blend of sweet berries, plums, pears, strawberries, and a hint of citrus, sprinkled with sugar crystals to create a truly magical aroma. I don't know. It smells like pineapple to me. Berries and sugar, I guess. I mean, citrus. Okay. I mean, I'll give it to you. It smells kind of like a good boba drink. Want one of those. I think we'll have a brief chat after I show these. After I show these to you. Gotta jot that down. Remember that. If I don't take notes, I forget to say things sometimes. And also for the lantern, Bath and Body Works. One of their single wick 8-ounce ones. This is 1,000 wishes. There aren't notes on the bottom of this, but this is sort of like a lady's perfume scent, I would say. I don't really know what are the individual notes. I mean, some amber probably. There's a bit of that warmth, but pink wax. Plum. I don't know. I don't really know how you describe this, but this should be nice. And then we'll wrap it up with some melts. Now, I was finishing up some melts I did not get through the past few days. And this one I'm going to carry over because I only just got to one, Pink Sands from Yankee Candle. This one I'm going to carry over because I didn't do any of it. Heart to Heart, which is a hand poured in Hawaii company, Bella, is the scent. It's mandarin ginger and white tea. It smells really nice. I just didn't do any of it, but yeah, you definitely get that nice white tea and ginger. And I get all three, mandarin, white tea, ginger. I mean, it's nice, very nice. And then I pulled out some other ones. I think I had calming. Yeah, I did calming. A little bit of it only though. Did I do this? A little bit of this. Frosted eucalyptus, white sage, and rose petals. Ivy Botanics. And then a couple more. If I get through those, I pulled out from Bloom and Prosper a sandstone, which is warm amber, rich merino wool, soft cashmere, sandalwood, and vanilla. A lot of stuff going on in there. And then another from Ivy Botanics. They've been coming out with quite a bit of things at Ross lately from Ivy Botanics. They usually sell them in like packets of 3 stuck together, 3 different sort of related scents. I've gotten several. This one is coconut and currant. Fragrant coconut with sun-warmed currant and creamy vanilla. So yeah. I don't know. I mean, I get coconut. Not a real heavy coconut. I don't really smell anything curranty. It's more of a, yeah, amber, a little warm coconut. That's what I have selected for the month, and we'll see if I get through all of that. It's already May 9th. And so we'll see. I'm finishing up this one. About ready to put this one on the warmer, I think. Another night of burning it, and we'll probably put it on the melter. Okay.
Spring is here, and it's time to enjoy the lovely outdoors, the gardens, the flowers, planting new flowers, vegetable gardens, so many things to enjoy, along with the calming and soothing sounds of Radio Green Goddess on Live365.com. A selection of lovely ambient, new age music to calm and soothe you, along with the sounds of nature, the little birds chirping and bees buzzing and waves crashing. All sorts of sounds, animals in the forest, the paddle of your canoe in the lake. I could go on and on. But rather, why don't you just tune in to Radio Green Goddess on Live 365 and enjoy the refreshment, the relaxation while I gather up some lovely flowers with my arthritis gnarled hands here in the garden. Click on the link below. It will take you directly to Radio Green Goddess.
I hope you enjoyed that part. That's my little, what I'm melting and burning this season. Well, we're at 11 minutes, so we can talk a little bit, right? I haven't done a chat in quite a while or an update on anything that's happening. Not that there's very much going on. There really isn't, but, so this is interesting. I mean, this Sunday is Mother's Day, and we got this notice from the property managers that they are going to, well, a couple things were happening. One is they were going to, clean off all the stairways and walkways and jet, what do you call that? I can't remember now that it's a jet clean it or whatever, which they did yesterday, and that was great. And then there was notifications that they're going to, they have to come into our apartments, and they're going to change the batteries on all the fire alarms. They're also going to change our locks because we have, I don't know why exactly, but we don't have keys for the front doors of our apartments. It's a code, like every one has a different code. So you choose your own code and that's how you get in. I've been okay with it, although it's, sometimes it is battery operated. I'm always paranoid that one day it's just going to die without warning. Like, it won't give the warning it's supposed to give you, and like it will just die, and then you can't get in, and then you have to like call the landlord, and I think they live out on the other part of the island, so it might take a while and I'm sure that would be annoying to them. I don't know how often that happens. I don't know. But anyway, they're changing them all over to regular locks with keys. So they'll be taking that out, putting in a regular lock, and we'll be getting keys. And they're also changing the fire alarm battery. And they're also checking the plumbing everywhere because they've had some plumbing issues. Yeah, if you know my old place, that was what happened. I had a flood. I was on the bottom floor. I'm not on the bottom floor here. So I was on the bottom floor there and I had a flood while I was gone on a vacation for a month. I don't know when it happened. I came back to my apartment at 9 o'clock at night and there was water and mold everywhere throughout the whole apartment. It was a disaster. Lost a bunch of records. My bad that we're sitting on the floor, but anyway, um, this place, it has. I don't know if you have this experience. This apartment, every so often, it's never flooded. I mean, this has a really deep sink anyway. I don't know. It would have to be so severe for it to actually flood. But every so often, it makes weird noises when I'm not using it. And, gurgles and bubbles, and sometimes a little bit of water will come up like that much and then go down. Come up and go down. And sometimes it's just pretty clear water. Sometimes it's pretty gross. Sometimes it looks like it must have some chemical in it, like it's somebody's doing liquid plumber or something, and it's got bubbles and chemicals and whatever. So I don't know. It's never freaked me out. I've never really worried about it because it's always just been a little bit and then it goes back down. And I thought, well, you know, that's maybe that's normal in a lot of places. I don't know. But it hasn't like panicked me or freaked me out or anything. But apparently it's an issue. Maybe it's affecting the downstairs more. That I used to have the problems when I was downstairs, because it would come right up to the top of the sink and go over a few times. That happened. Anyway, so they're coming to look at the plumbing, and we have to take everything out from there, and they're also going to do an inspection while they're here, they said. So for, general cleanliness, like for, cockroaches, and making sure, there's it's acceptably, clean or whatever. And that was really weird to me. I mean, not that I'm nervous about that or whatever, but I'm not the greatest housekeeper in the sense of like organization or whatever. I'm sort of Victorian, like there's a lot of stuff around. It's not a Marie Kondo kind of place at all, but it's not, dusty. I'm not the best, whatever, but there's not like food, and I hardly eat here, honestly. I hardly ever cook anything, so I hardly really use the sink, or there's hardly any food in this apartment. But anyway, for cockroaches and things like that. I mean, you have to know we live in Hawaii. I live in Hawaii, so I mean, there's no place in Hawaii that doesn't have some kind of cockroaches somewhere. I mean, it's just they're a part of life, to have a few around once in a while. They go in spells, sometimes you see more and then you see less, and you put out traps and you do whatever all the time anyway, and it's just kind of they run in seasons or whatever. I don't know, but I see a few here off and on once in a while, whatever. It's Hawaii, people. We're in the tropics. But anyway, so they're doing the inspection for that. But that's weird because I've never. It's okay. I mean, and I even thought, can they even do that? Like, can they? Which you can. I looked it up because I was just curious. Like, that's so weird to have an inspect. I have never in my entire life. I've been renting my entire life, mostly here in Hawaii, and but even on the mainland, and I've never. I've never had an inspection anywhere. Like that's never been something that's ever happened. It's okay. It's all right. It's just weird. I kind of felt like maybe they do that in some rent controlled apartments or something, or I don't know. It sounds very not Orwellian, just sort of governmental or whatever to have cleanliness inspection of the apartment. Soviet or whatever, I don't know, but It's okay, but it did kind of just make me go, "Ah." Anyway, so that's happening. And we had to choose a time, and there were 2 days, Sunday and Monday. And I thought, how odd that they would be doing this on Sunday, which is like this Mother's Day. You have to be in your apartment. You have to be here for this change out and change the door and inspection and everything. And I thought, how, I mean, I guess they have to do it when they have to do it, but I thought that's seems so. I mean, Mother's Day in the United States, anyway, it's kind of a big deal that, like, you need to do something for your mother. Like, you really do. I mean, my mother passed, long ago, or long ago, but several years ago now. And, I don't have anything to do for Mother's Day, but I'm sure most of these people do here, and like you have to go visit your mother, or you have to take your mother out for dinner, or you have to do something on Mother's Day. And it's kind of weird that they would make that one of the mandatory days. So I suppose a lot of people scheduled for Monday, because you had to set up a schedule with them. When I got the notice, I just within the first 5 minutes, I was like, "Oops, Sunday, 12:30 after church. I just go to church, come here, and do the inspection." So that's fine. So I signed, probably the first person to sign up, I'm sure. But yeah, I thought, oh, that's kind of weird, Sunday. The other thing I guess I would mention is this happened to me before, and it has happened again. I'm kind of over it, but boba drinks. You have those where you are? I guess they're originally from Asia. They're very popular here. I mean, there's different kinds. There's like milk teas that are sweet, and there's like sort of blended, almost like smoothie kind of drinks that are boba. There's a bunch of different kind of boba, but boba are these little tapioca pearls, basically. Um, some of them are just regular. Some of them are brown sugar boba, which is so good. And they even do little filled ones sometimes that have like lychee or something in it. But anyway, they're so good. They are Satan. They are from Satan. Those drinks, they're all super highly sugared. I mean, they're just sugar, fruit and sugars. And these little bobas, and you suck them up in this straw and the little chew on little bobas. They're so good. They're so good. I just love those. And I went on a kick a while ago before my doctor's appointment to check my type 2 diabetes and other things. So it was like a while ago before, right before a doctor's appointment. I just went on this boba kick for like a month, and I swear I had like more than a dozen boba a month. I feel like I had one every other day. And I knew my readings were going to be horrible, and they were. Oh my god, they were horrible, and he like freaked all out. And I told him why, but uh, that was when I went on Manjaro temporarily, um, which was amazing stuff. But I just couldn't afford to do it once the deductible kicked in. It was just too expensive, too expensive. More $1,000 a month, basically, or 890 or something crazy. Too much. Great stuff, though. Great stuff. Uh, I started getting the craving again, like about a month ago. I was doing it. I was getting them. They have them at the trucks across close to where I live, across the street from where I live. Boba drinks. There's many places that have them. All these different, beautiful, different kinds that are just so delicious. And I was just craving boba drinks, and I started again. I had gotten like maybe five or six, over the course of a week or a week and a half. Like, it's way too much. I should not do that. If I did it like once a week, maybe it wouldn't be so bad, but it was too much. I was getting that craving again. And then I read something. So if you ever, sometimes when you read something, it like really sticks with you, right? And I was reading this metaphysical book by Sylvia Brown. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's kind of funny, I think, Sylvia Brown. I mean, yeah, no, do I believe everything that she says? Because she has all these, you know, she has guides and she talks about the afterlife and blah blah blah. No, I don't. I mean, I do and I don't. I just think there's all kinds of things are possible. I'm pantheist, right? Like many things are possible, many things could be true at once, and maybe her experiences and her things are real, and that's what you kind of believe, and somebody else has a different belief and they have different experiences, and people have, like, whatever, like many things might be possible. Anyway, I was reading a book of hers that I picked up someplace about temples on the other side, and about how she was talking about how there's all these temples, and she's describing them on the other side, that all ironically are sort of Romanesque or Egyptian in design. Kind of the Western bias, right? I think a Western person having an experience of some kind would envision something of great knowledge being Roman and Greek, or Egyptian. Like maybe somebody in Japan having those experiences would have a different vision when they have their visions or experiences. Anyway, neither here nor there. I was enjoying the book. It was cool just reading about what these different temples were for, and apparently you can go and visit them in your dreams if you want to, and you ask. I've asked a couple times. I don't know whether I've been or not. I don't remember. But maybe I have, because something sticks. Something happened. Uh, in that book, she talks about how, in her belief, according to what she's been told or whatever, that, before everybody comes into the world in this incarnation and every other incarnation, you have a chart that you make along with guides or whatever, that every event of any note, condition, whatever that's going to happen, you have selected to go through to help you grow, learn something, whatever. Like, so we've all, none of us are experiencing things that we have not chosen for ourselves to experience consciously before we got here. We've picked out all these things, like, I'm going to be in a gigantic earthquake and lose my house. I'm going to be in a fire and damage my skin. I'm going to be, like, you have this is her belief, okay? I'm not saying one or the other. That we all have chosen all these events to deal with things. So you have to look at where you are, and not to blame the victim, or not to say, oh, well, because I would never have agreed with that. I mean, I'm always the kind of person who'd have been like, look, things just happen. Randomness occurs. Things happen. You don't have any control over it. What you can control is how you react to it or whatever. But who knows? To say you chose to be in the towers at 9/11, but I just somehow, in the context of this book and what I was thinking, that idea really, really hit home with me in that moment. And I really thought about that. Like, okay, let's not apply this to other people. Let's not, look at somebody else and say, well, this is what you chose to do. You like, don't go there. Like, just look at yourself and just say, okay, if I really chose everything that's happened in my life to be in those places where those things were going to happen, or conditions that were going to come about, were things I chose to deal with, then I thought, well, okay, so if I have type 2 diabetes, that's obviously, I mean, I would have had a predisposition to that, but that's my own creation, that happening through my own, malnutrition or whatever through the years. Like, that's something, yes, and even whatever, if it's more than a predisposition, we'll say I chose it. I chose it to, like, deal with it. And I thought, well, is ignoring it sort of really dealing with it? Because that's kind of what I've been doing. Like, I just take the medication, the metformin. I did the Mounjaro for a while, but this whole boba thing is like, that's really a slap in the face. I mean, I'm not saying I go crazy all the time, but I don't monitor. I've never monitored. Like, my doctors never had me, like, monitor or whatever. It's just my every 6 month or 3 month check-ins, depending on how things are going. But I thought, okay, well, yeah, is my response really good to just do nothing, um, or just kind of ignore it and not go crazy with stuff. But when you have like these boba cravings, like, and sometimes I get those. What's the other thing I'm really weak toward? Oh, I'm really weak toward what are they called? Nerfs or something? It's these. I see them at Walmart and at Ross has them in little in big bags actually. They're like little gummies, berry kind of gummies, and then they have little crackly, poppy little candy things, little tiny little beads all over it, so they kind of crunch when you put them in your mouth. Oh, those are so addictive. I've gotten those and eaten the whole bag too. Like those are a weakness. Boba drinks, those nerf things over there, weaknesses. And I thought, okay, so John, listen. So if you've chosen this, then that should mean that you should be able to handle this, or that like that's something that you're supposed to be learning not to do, is just to lose it on stuff like that. um, and it really hit home with me somehow. I don't know, something clicked, and I just like I stopped the bobas. I thought, okay, once a week, let's just say, I think once a week you can probably do something like that. But not like 3 times a week and every other day, and like, maybe one day you can get some Nerf clusters and not consume the entire bag. Although that's very hard to do, and say, okay, well, maybe if you consume the entire bag, then like for 2 weeks, don't do anything else. Try and like, you can handle it, right? You can handle walking by that stuff when you're craving it. And it clicked, like it really did, because I have had the cravings, but I have, and I stop and I look like at purpose at it. Like I stop in front of the boba places and I look at it and I go, I can taste that, like, and I can walk past it. I can walk past it because it's not gonna do anything good for me at all. As lovely as it is, it's not going to do anything good for me. And they had a million bags of those nerd clusters at Ross the other day when I went in, and I looked at that like, great. But I just walked up to it, just looked at it for a while, picked up a bag, and I was like, not to get it. I mean, I really just looked at it like, I cannot get you. I can choose to not get you. And today I'm going to choose to not get you and